Hey everybody, thanks for joining in. Hope you've all had a great week. It's Friday and weekend's coming, so always good things. Anyway, I want to make a quick video. I want to talk about this big debate that's going on between everybody from all NFL shows I watch up to even down to content creators like myself, you know. And that big debate is, what should the Jets do with Zach Wilson at the end of this year? Should we keep him? Should we trade him? What should we do with them? This and that and the other thing. So, I'm amazed to see just how different the two sides are. I want to talk about both a little bit real quick. Now there are just your Zach Wilson haters, if you want to call them that. They just don't want Zach Wilson here. They've seen enough of him. This is his third season. He just hasn't come to be what we've all kind of hoped he was going to be. So no matter what he does, let's get rid of him. Now, if you look at this from that side of the coin, let's look at it from that side first. Okay, so say Zach Wilson, the ball's out. We win 5 games in a row. The Jets are 9-8. They missed the playoffs because they've got an outside chance, but it is a very outside shot. A lot of teams have to lose at the right, in the right games. Even when AFC teams are playing each other, the right one has to lose, and so on and so forth. So it's a big chance they even make the playoffs, even if they do win out. But let's stick to that point. Let's say the Jets win out. Zach Wilson just plays great ball. He plays competent ball, and the Jets win out. There's still people that want to get rid of Zach Wilson. Okay, so let's say we get rid of Zach Wilson. This is all hypothetical, of course, and I'm really anxious and interested to hear what everybody has to say, what your views on it are. So let's take that side of the coin first. Zach Wilson wins out. Jets win out. 9-8. They miss the playoffs. So we trade Zach in the offseason. Okay, so now what? The people that don't want Zach on the team anymore say, let's just get Jacoby Brissett, or let's get Ryan Tannehill to back up Aaron Rodgers, and then we got a competent backup quarterback, and we move forward from there. Zach will be gone. He'll be on another team. And then my question to that is, like, what do we do then? We're not going to draft a quarterback in the first round, whatever pick that is, 8, 9, 10, whatever it would be if they're 9-8. They're going to pick an offensive lineman. I hope they do anyways, or maybe a wide receiver or somebody. So maybe somewhere down the road, 4th round, we pick a quarterback nobody really knows about, nobody's heard of, and hope he pans out. So we get another year of Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe we're going to get 2 more years of Aaron Rodgers. I got a feeling next year is pretty much going to be it. And then we got Ryan Tannehill to back him up. So let's say, for hypothetically speaking, Rodgers plays next year. Jets make the playoffs. Maybe they get beat in a AFC Championship game, or maybe a divisional round or something. Okay, Rodgers is gone. Now what do we have? We have Ryan Tannehill still, because I'm sure they probably keep him. They're going to go find somebody else, another quarterback in his mid to late 30s. So let's just say, for argument's sake, Ryan Tannehill's a quarterback. Now we got to go get another backup quarterback. Now, Gardner Minshew, who knows, Baker Mayfield at the time. So we're going to be stuck in this carousel, in my opinion, of 30-something quarterbacks. We're not going to have our young quarterback like some of these other teams do, who have a guy for the next 8, 10, 12 years or so. So how does that help the team out? We're just going to keep bouncing around from mid-level quarterbacks, which is what those guys are that I see everybody mentioning on the shows. Ryan Tannehill, Jacoby Brissett, and all these guys. Is that what we're going to stake our future on? These guys? No. These guys haven't done anything with their own teams. And they've had good teams. The Titans have had good teams in the past. They've really gotten not very far with Tannehill. Jacoby Brissett, let's not forget 1 second that Jacoby Brissett at one time was backing up Jimmy Garoppolo, who was backing up Tom Brady. So let's not be too funny here. He's not going to take the team anywhere. So now we're right back to the same boat. We got to get a quarterback out of the draft, or we're going to end up continuing to get these mid-30s quarterbacks and hope we hit one eventually that's going to take us to the promised land. I don't know if that's really the way I would want to go, but there are some Jet fans that think, get rid of him, I don't care what he does. Now, let's take the flip side of that. Let's say Zach Wilson balls out. Let's say he just kicks the shit out of every team from now to the end of the season. Jets are 9-8, but they still lose out of play. They don't get in the playoffs. There are some that say, why would we get rid of him now? Maybe he just matured late. Some quarterbacks take 2-3 years to end up being a great quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to be. I'm just speaking hypothetically here. I want to hear what everybody else has to say. So We keep Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers likes him anyway. Let him now sit a year behind Aaron Rodgers like you wanted to in the first place. And now that we have to beef up the front line, keep Rodgers protected. He doesn't need to drop back. In his first 3 dropbacks, he was running for his life. I knew we were in trouble this season. I could just see it. And everybody else could too. Beef up the front line. Get Rodgers some protection. Let Zach sit behind him. Let him sit behind him and see what happens. And then you can always say, Jesus Christ, if this guy gets hurt, he's going to get injured again. Next year, we don't want that to happen. But if he does, he may be better prepared to back him up and play now. And if you don't think he is, then go get a competent backup quarterback. Let Zach sit behind him. So there's 2 sides of this story, and I know this people like to call you a Zach truther, whatever the hell that means. I think it's just the people that are in support of him, because you could call this on the other side. You could call the people the Zach haters that don't like it. They want him off the team no matter what he does. I don't know which one I believe. I can tell you this right now: the answer to all of our questions is going to be answered this Sunday and the rest of the season. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm split down the middle on which way to go here. Because if Zach Wilson comes out in Miami and throws another stinker, and the next week against the Washington Commanders and whoever else they play, if this game against Houston was just an outlier, then I agree, get rid of him. He just doesn't have it. But if he comes out against Miami and plays anywhere near like he did against Houston, balls out, they win, and let's say, for example, they win out, I don't think you get rid of Zach Wilson. I don't see why you get rid of a guy who's 24 years old, a young guy who seems to be finally getting it now, and then you're going to end up being stuck for 2 or 3, 4 years with guys in their mid-30s, which to me, in my opinion, are mostly has-beens. You're not going to find guys in their 35, 38 years old that are going to lead a team. I just don't think so. There's not a lot of Tom Brady's and Aaron Rodgers out there. So if Zach happens to just get it now, he just balls out, and I don't see how you can get rid of him unless he doesn't want to play for the team. Maybe he's had enough of this shit in New York and the media and the fans booing him and blah, blah, blah. Maybe he himself doesn't want to play. In that case, there's no decision to be made. He's made it for us. But I want to see what happens. Before I get on a video and I say definitively get rid of Zach Wilson, he just don't have it, I want to see how he does the rest of the year. And I think that's the way the rest of the Jet fans should be also. Don't be on that, get rid of him. I don't care if he takes us to the playoffs and we win the Super Bowl. Give us Zach Wilson. He stinks. I don't think that let's see what he does the rest of the year. If last Sunday was an outlier, then fine. Get rid of him. We can't have a good game every 7 or 8 games. We have to have those consistently all the time. But don't be one of these fans that say, I don't care what he does, he's got to go. I've seen enough. You haven't seen enough yet. I want to see some more. I want to see if he can build on this game against Houston, do the same thing again, because then I'll be a believer in Zach Wilson if he can do this 5 games in a row. If he does it once in a while, every 3, 4 games, he has a good game. We can't have that. That there's no consistency there. So I can't say which way I'm going to go either way, but I do want to see what he does the rest of the year. But I can't tell you this, like I said, if he balls out the rest of the year, they'd be foolish to get rid of Zach Wilson, because you're starting all over again with quarterbacks that are, I don't want to say has-beens, but they're probably past their prime. If he can't, then maybe we should get rid of him. But I'd be interested to hear what everybody says. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think we should do with Zach Wilson, regardless of what happens. Or maybe you're like me and just kind of split down the middle. Let's see what he does the rest of the way. And like my video if you enjoyed it. Hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a lot. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye now.